Several block.
They
were just running, just like
I'll give him the look.
eggs.
Call this meeting in order. Everybody join me in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. David Wise here. Joyce McCord.
There.
Russell Bashir.
Here.
Vicky Hart.
Here.
Mark Alexander.
Here.
David Putman.
Here.
Okay. I don't know. This is kind of thrown together at the last minute, so I need a motion to close the meeting and open the public hearing.
I make a motion to close the regular meeting and open the hearing for the UDO.
I need a second.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, this is going to include you.
Oh, no.
Because we were going to go over our packet.
Uh-huh.
But you're wanting to add something else to it. I don't want to go through it and
add something else for
it ought to be done once. Because,
okay.
I mean, we're talking about the storage containers.
Yeah. That wasn't.
I hate to pass this through and then we have to go through this again and add it to
Right.
it. So,
Right.
so if you're willing to, you can make the amendment and word it like you think it should be worded. We have to see it. But
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I can do that. I can, Alicia said, if I need her to do an ordinance, I said, we don't need an ordinance, we just need to add it to our UDO changes. And,
I
yeah,
don't know if everybody got copies of these or not.
you got the UDO changes in your packet. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Okay, well, while we're at it, we're going to go to this. But we have this bunched up with chief's public hearing. So we're going to go down here to commit 1993, 703 Clyde Street, the section with pole barn. Is that the one you dealt with? 703 Clyde Street, 1993.
Is it right one? I'm not sure. The pole barn I dealt with on 5th Street was the big tall house in the corner.
Okay, that's the school. 703 Clyde.
Right.
Have they,
Yeah.
has BPA met over that or anything, Dave?
Not that I'm aware of. The only thing I know about that is they asked Melissa if they needed another permit for the pole barn at the school, and I told them yes because the pole barn wasn't voted on. It wasn't on the original plan, so they would need another permit because it wasn't voted on by anybody. I didn't see it, so they would have to have another permit. That's the only thing I know about that one.
There's nothing here.
But I never received the permit for it though.
Huh?
I never received the permit for the storage barn at school.
You know if they turned in a permit for it?
Yeah, I believe we paid for it and got everything over that we were supposed to.
There's a permit here.
permit. For Paul Barn. You have plans with it?
When I agree with it, because he agreed with it.
For them. For school. I was looking for it, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I never got that.
You did it? Because we got the person now, so.
Yeah, I never got that.
Okay.
The last I heard was sorry.
You got one in your back pocket, dude?
No. March the 9th. Melissa texted me, she said the contractor for the high school tennis court contacted me regarding storage shed that they are looking to build at the existing cement slab. It's a 16 by 22 pole barn style, mono truss is 13 foot tall. Will not be conditioned, will have electric, 2 lights, no existing from the existing building. They were wondering if they needed a separate permit for it. It was not included in the application for the tennis court. I told them most likely, but that would double check. Thoughts? I said they need another permit because it wasn't voted on at the meeting last Monday. It needed planning committee's approval, in my opinion.
Right.
She said thanks. I said was on the original permit. She said no. So
This was by March the 11th. Permit. And you got
I never received it.
So, we just forgot to give it to you. Do you want this? Do you want this? I can get another one.
no, I mean as long as it meets all the requirements,
Okay.
I'm fine with it.
I need it. You never use that. Too much stuff. But pay the permit fee, certificate of compliance.
Did you see it?
September 22 by 13 feet high,
Looking at it from the west.
$8,500 just for storage.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I mean, I know the building code and stuff, but just I never received it.
Yeah, no plumbing, no, there will be electricity, I think. Yes, electricity.
The only question is whether they need a permit. I would yes, because nobody voted on it.
I'm trying to figure out where it's gonna be.
You
know where it's gonna be?
It's on the
I
west
think
He
side.
knows. Okay, it's on the west side.
Yeah, the
Of the
old ag building out there,
Mhm.
there's a kind of an elevated slab there, and it's gonna be on that slab.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it's gonna come off like a living or a shed roof off of that
Oh.
existing building.
Okay, okay. Right, got what that is. Okay. Gotcha.
Anybody got anything else on this?
No, you sure the slab's thick enough, or are you gonna dig new holes for it, or?
We're gonna cut concrete and bore down the post.
Well,
No, I'm sure. I saw Mark, but it was
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
1994.
and
I make a motion we allow permit 1993 and 1994 be approved.
Oh, 1994 too?
Yeah,
they had BPA met on there,
yeah.
and they approved it.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was, they had to change the. Okay.
Nice second.
So that's the one.
Dave second, all in favor?
Aye. Okay.
Okay, now I need a motion to close the hearing and open the public hearing.
thought the hearing was just for the UDO.
No, it's down here. She has a hearing for these two, the high school and
Okay.
Harold.
Huh. Okay. 'Cause they have.
That's what she got in the
Yeah, we called
paperwork.
the hearings, and I thought, well, that was. We don't normally have hearings, do we, for just
No,
approving
but
permits?
put it down in the, that's why when they opened it up,
Yeah.
we decided, now, I figured we'd get these two out of the way and then
Right.
we go back.
I wonder why we're doing it that way.
I have no idea.
Okay, all right.
I just wanna get through this thing.
I make a motion then to close the public hearing and open up the regular.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now we're gonna backtrack and get the way we usually start. The meeting was ordered on
March 2nd.
March 2nd. The meeting was called to order by David Wise. Those present was David Wise, Russell Bashir, Mark Alexander, David Huffman, Vicky Hart, Melissa Hawthorne was absent. The minutes for December 4th meeting were at December 4th. Oh, it's that. The minutes for February, I'll have to make up the date, February 2nd, was read by David Wise. Commit, 1987 high school tennis court, Mark Alexander motion to commit 1987 be approved. Joyce McCord, second. 6 days, 1 absent, motion carried. 1990 Lafayette shipping container, motion was tabled for additional information or attractive news. That gotten anywhere?
I looked, I couldn't find it.
Here's the thing which I believe I've said to everybody. When you have an accessory structure, except for like a gazebo, they have to be in the back, behind your property.
Yes, I do.
And that is right next to it. And that's what I don't understand is why didn't you just deny it to begin with? When they had that there, it's not where it's supposed to be.
Well, there's no room in the back, number 2.
No, I know that, so you
Okay,
can't have it.
but when we tackled this beginning, our attorney said there wasn't much you could do, so we just let it go.
I know we did, but I'm saying, when I said to Alicia, I said, it's not even, we don't have it in the UDO because, number one, that was something that was so far out of anybody's, you know, we're going to put a skating rink, you know, okay, so are you going to cover everything? No. So it has to be common sense. That was not anything that we figured anybody was going to do. But there are outs, it's not in the UDO, and they want to consider it an accessory structure, then it's in the wrong location, and you can't put it in the back.
So after they paid the permit and everything, you wanted to...
I wouldn't even have had them pay for, I mean, I know, because we didn't know what to do. We didn't know what to do.
They waited to see what was going to happen, and then they came in and paid for everything.
Yes.
I consider if that's the case.
And I, you know, if something like this comes up again, my suggestion is, well, don't remind them to go get a permit when they want to put something in that's not within our UDO. Don't say, well, go get your permit. It's something you want to put up, but you shouldn't put it in there. I think we're going to have to take some hard stances on some of this stuff. And play hardball a little bit when somebody just puts something like that in and doesn't even talk to anybody about it, doesn't stop at the town hall, doesn't ask, you know, if this would be okay. Well, I'm sorry you put it in there and you didn't ask anybody. Nobody likes it there. I don't care if they do paint it, it's still going to be horrendous. And we're trying to get all that. So, Alicia, I mean, she said, she didn't say that we can't stop them. She said, well, they're already there. I think we need to do what we can do to get it moved. tell them to get it out of there. And if they wanna fight it, then let them fight it. Sometimes our attorney, they're not really sure with stuff like this because the county was going through the same thing, and there again, that's not something that anybody was planning on people putting in is shipping containers. You know, that's just not something that, and so the county had to go through that and do it. Now, if we want to just let it go and leave them there, then let it go, and we won't have it anymore. We'll make sure that that's added to our UDO, and it won't be allowed by anybody else. So I think that's a decision the board has to make. It's not just up to me, it's what you guys want to do. If you want to go ahead and say, okay, they got the permit, they paid for it, it's already there, blah, 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 then, okay, it's there, we'll just let it go. But we've got another month before our next planning meeting. And so who's to say that somebody else won't try to put one in?
That's true.
I mean, you know, that's what we talked about. So, you know, even if it was behind their house, their residence, it's still not an appropriate storage. Yeah. It's just not for. It is. It's an eyesore. It's one of those attractive nuisances. Yeah. The nuisance become attractive.
Well,
I agree.
there's two ways I see it is what you just said. Move on and don't add any more, or what the body thinks.
I mean, I can make a motion if you want me to. I'm going to make a motion that we rescind the permit. We can give them money back. Rescind the permit and tell them they have to move it because it is not behind their home, as the UDO says. And if they want to call that a storage, like a shed or a barn, and that's what the UDO is for, okay, then it has to follow the same rules as every other storage building or facility on your property, and it has to be in the back.
I second.
And we tabled it every month, so we need to do something and move on. Now that's my motion. She wrote on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was second March.
If you made a motion, I second it.
Yeah, March 2nd.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
It's in there about the, has to be in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, I can cite the, section of the UDO and everything. But, yeah. That's what it is. And that's what I'm saying. They're using it for storage. Okay. You're considering it a shed or a barn. Because your other shed got tore up. Or squirrels tore it. I get that. But you can't just put anything though that you want to put there because you've got things to store.
So
And
you said if they moved it back by the fence, it'd be okay, even though it's not behind the house. But there's no go back.
So there's no room there. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of denying it. We could use that to deny the permit to begin with. You see what I'm saying?
Why didn't we deny it in the first place?
I don't know, because we just kind of,
It fell in, I got told by the neighborhood, said, hey, I didn't know it was there.
sometimes we are afraid to act on things in this town because we know the people, or we can't keep doing it like that. I've had to tell people no, as a council member, there are good precedents. And I said, you can't do that. It's not in the best interest of the town. And we're not going to allow it. You can get mad at me, that's okay. That's part of my job. But the main part of my job is to do things that's going to promote the town, to make the town look nice, which we have worked really, really hard, the council has, and updoing our infrastructure, our water, our sewer, our stormwater, repaving roads, all that stuff, and then to allow something like that and just sit on it. I'm not blaming anybody, I just think we sit on things, and you can't just keep tabling things. You have to make a decision. And if they don't like it, then, now, I don't know, how did the vote turn out here? I know Mark and I, who else voted in favor of that?
Nobody opposed it.
Yeah, there was no opposition.
Okay, so, because I didn't know, I didn't see whether you guys voted or not, so I didn't know how that.
I was right, and I can't do
I know.
something to one.
Well, I just
Okay.
wondered if it passed, that's,
Yeah, it passed.
then we have to decide how we're gonna proceed. So,
UDO violations, 107 North Jackson. Concerns raised regarding cleanup utility easement on property. Vicky questions, the checklist can be submitted, question where the vehicles are being moved. Mark Alexander motion to send a letter and post the town attorney with the subject. Vicky Hart reported second. 6 A's, 1 absent, motion carried. Okay, the gentleman sitting right back there. I went Saturday. I was with Russell. Went down there. The easement, the alley behind that, straight across that street, Jackson Street, there's a building sitting there. So there's no easement. I see. I heard today that there was. And I was told years ago there was. I don't know what the answer is.
according to Larry, and according to everything I've ever been told since I've been on the council, and we've talked about you have no access to your property over there because he's got all that blocked up. There's supposed to be an easement along there. So this is Jackson. Okay. There's buildings, and this because this comes back here too. It goes straight over here to the creek. And then we own these lots right in here, the town does. This is lots that we got from foreclosure sale. So this just a little, that's where that's at.
I told there was a building sitting there.
You what?
There was a building sitting there, right?
Building sitting where?
There's a building sitting there at one time, right?
There's a cannon factory sitting there, yes. You saw the foundation.
Hmm?
You saw the foundation.
Yeah. It's on the foundation. Somebody told me years ago there was a utility easement there.
Well, I mean, we can, okay, so this area right here, these lots over here, the town acquired those from a sheriff's sale several years ago with the intent of maybe doing something with it, putting a little pedestrian bridge back there behind Maple Meadows and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so like back in here is where he's got a lot of this stuff, he's moved it from the front. He's moved it from the front there to the back. And I didn't step on the property, I just took pictures from the road. I went down Center Street as far as I could go and took pictures, you know. And there's where he's got all the stuff. A lot of the things that was in the front, we asked him to move, he just moved them back. He didn't take them off the property, you know. And I got even through there.
It's Walnut Street going back there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I was on Walnut Street too.
That's where they take it from, wasn't it, Walnut Street?
Yeah, I went down to Center and Walnut and all that. I mean, he's still got, you know, all this stuff. The thing is, he's got all these vehicles here that are not plated. They don't run. He's using it as a junkyard. And I swore up and down I'm going to say because I've been fighting this for 6 years.
They want to see that.
I know. I don't know why my phone wants me to add captions all the time. I don't. Here, you can flip back and forth.
That is actually Walnut Street. He goes from Walnut on down to the creek.
It's what we call an undeveloped road. 10th Street, you know, is the same way out to Stapleton's and all that, undeveloped roads. So they belong to town in case we ever want to do anything like that.
And when you did, yeah.
I mean, that's just one picture. He's got these, you know, dump trucks and stuff out there. And I think he should go before BZA and try to get rezoned in if he wants to do it as a junkyard, which I don't want. BZA probably wouldn't allow it, but.
David, want to say anything?
I couldn't hear the last comment from that lady up front. What was it?
I said, he's got all that stuff back there that's a junkyard, and so if he wants it to be a junkyard, then he needs to go for the BZA and get it zoned for that.
Who called it a junkyard?
Because of all...
I'm sorry, who called it a junkyard?
Oh, people in town, a lot of people.
It's by far not a junkyard.
It's not junkyard. It's got all these vehicles that don't work.
Now, wait a minute. You said don't work? You've qualified the equipment down there, I guess? You've determined that equipment doesn't work?
It's not possible.
I'm saying you've qualified that none of that equipment works, correct?
Most of them probably don't.
No, you said they don't. That's what I want to make clear here.
Okay, I'm not going there and trying to start up any of the vehicles. It's common knowledge in town that that's been a mess for the last 6 years.
That's totally different than your accusations. I'm just trying to clarify where we're coming from here.
Okay, I don't know 100% if any of that stuff works.
And you don't know why that yard's there either, correct?
It's not plated.
Do you know why that yard is even there? You don't.
I know why it's even there?
Yeah, you don't have a clue.
Because it was allowed to be there and the town never stopped it in the past.
Okay, that is my lay-down yard for my business, okay?
I know what that is. I know.
You know what a lay-down yard is? That's what that is. And if Russell will back me up here, that was a swamp when I moved in there. I put 169 loads of fill in there. I fully intended the day I bought that to use that for my business as a lay-down yard. Now, is it out of sorts? Absolutely. But is it a junkyard? No. Does all that equipment not run? No. Is there a few pieces that don't? Yes. But for you to have the audacity to sit there and qualify my place as a junkyard, shame on you.
Shame on you.
Oh, no.
Because we've been dealing with this.
No, you haven't. Because I've been here for 20 years.
Hey!
Hey.
Keep it civil.
What, excuse me?
Let's keep it civil. We don't need to yell, we can talk.
I'm done. If you guys want to just let him be. I have been fighting this for 6 years, and I'm done. I said that last month. I'm not messing with it anymore. You guys all decide what you want to do. Leave it there. Let him add to it. I don't care. Okay.
Well, Russell and I had a conversation with you the other day, Saturday. I'm all for an extension with the checklist. But, let me finish.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I got whatever you want to do.
But, it's not up to me, totally.
I abstain from any belligerent conversation. So, period. As a council member, as a citizen of this town, that's my district, I abstain. I'm trying to fight with people, the town leaders.
Huh? Well, yeah. What were you wanting to do? You want to make a...
Now, I will say this, if we give them an extension, and they follow up the checklist, well,
Keep going, but I want, before you make any kind of big motion here, I want to speak. All right, I'm going to qualify myself a little bit. And if you keep sniggering, just leave. I mean, it's ridiculous.
That's out of order.
It is out of order. I want to thank David for coming down. I want to thank Larry Scribe for coming down. And I want to thank Russell Brashear. These assertions and these assumptions that you guys are making, especially about these easements and all this garbage, is garbage. There was a building there where you guys are making these assumptions. It has been that way. If you go back and check the records and check photos, you will see there was buildings there and there's still foundations there. I bought it knowing that those are all lots and there's no easement in the middle of it. I wouldn't have bought it if I thought any other way. I have contacted DLGF, which is the Department of Local Government and Finance, State Board of Accounts, SBOA, State Attorney General's office, Diego Morales' offices, IDM, which I deal with John Clevenger down there all the time, and I've done a UDO review. I think that this is out of line. I think it totally is. Now, the one thing that I'll say, and I did say in the last meeting I was at, it is out of hand. It does need correction. But you can't hand me these corrections in October, November, December with one of the worst winters that we've ever had and expect us to do it. Secondly, you can't hand us these corrections and say, oh, they need done in 30 days. It doesn't happen like that. We have a business to run, and therefore I wrote a letter. So the letter says, to whom it may concern, which is the zoning board. The zoning board, according to the United Development Ordinance function, is to govern zoning restrictions and city codes, which it is. Our business has been in Frankton for over 20 years. During this time, we've had a great relationship with several of the local government entities to include the street, water, and sewer departments. Numerous times, our business has helped these departments with manpower and equipment. This is about my company. This is about my son's company. For instance, we loaned snowplows for a season due to the town not having the budget to allow for replacement or repair. Did we have to do this? No, we did not. But we did, because we do have a good working relationship. Several other times we worked well into the night with our backhoe or other equipment due to broken water lines in town. Our help was needed and welcome. Did we have to do this? Probably not, but we did. We had a good working relationship with our people. A few years ago, the town had a major flooding problem behind the water plant and old print shop. our company devised a solution with the town council and Larry Shively to construct a detention and flood drain to resolve the flooding issues due to the lack of funds in the budget. We financed and carried the project for over 3 months. We devised a plan that worked for both sides with a significant reduction of actual costs to the town. This past winter, we were approached by Larry Shively after the hostile zoning board meeting that we were in to assist in a solution to repair the town's backhoe. Having great respect for Larry Shively, which we do, our business approached this as another situation to help the town of Frankton. The end result was that we saved the town $5,000 in repairs and were able to get the machine functioning a month earlier than the other proposal. Over the years, our business has shown a great deal of goodwill toward the town of Frankton. We are a commercial business that operates when weather conditions allow. We will not shut down our day-to-day operations to address these issues stated in the 5 letters that are unreasonable, unrealistic, and full of charges that don't exist. It's not an opinion, that's a fact. Our business desire is to dress up the property that has been in disarray for over 60 years. The last 20 years being in our possession. In the last 6 months, we have made significant progress toward that goal, such as putting stone down, moving and organizing equipment, tore down part of a barn, and sided a building, installing garage doors. The improvements were time-consuming and significantly expensive. I believe Russell can attest to any of that. So can David. We were asked to attend a zoning board meeting to update progress. At that meeting, our business was never approached in a professional manner. Instead, we attended the meeting. We were yelled at, with a board member in my face, disrespected, and called liars. If this is professionalism, you, the zoning board, have missed the boat. At no time did we disrespect, yell at, intimidate, or cause any action that would be considered disrespectful, aggressive, or aggressive. The harassment, defamatory statements, slanderous statements, intimidation, and outright bullying should have had no part in this board meeting. And just recently, our business had a zoning board member trespass and caught on camera. Also, a zoning board member was viewed harassing another resident in the town of Frankton. If any zoning board member has a hidden agenda or outside influence, they need to remove themselves from the zoning board. I believe it is past time for this zoning board to reevaluate itself and their responsibilities and get to working through problems and situations instead of threatening, bullying, and their way through individual situations, working their way through individual situations. Our company has reviewed UDO and the general description of zoning boards. Our evaluation is that the zoning board should work with individuals and businesses. It's counterproductive to work against individuals and businesses. Russell Bashir had proposed to the zoning board to allow us to the end of summer to accomplish what we needed to do, and that seemed reasonable. Our business proposal is to continue to address our intended repairs for 6 months from today, 4/6/26. That is what we are asking of the zoning board and is necessary to get these things completed. If we do not get this, there's nothing to gain and everything to lose. David Stowers Excavating. That's where I'm at. We have no problem with working on this. We have no problem to continue to work. The accusations and assertions of these right-of-ways have got to be resolved. They are not there. They do not exist. All right? That's where I'm at.
So you're asking for 6 months to be sent this?
From today.
What did you say, Russell?
He's wanting a 6 months extension. Asking for a 6 months extension.
You must understand that the kind of weather conditions in the winter that we had, we weren't able, our hands were tied most of the winter. The siding on the building down there, it looked ugly. That wasn't required of us. We did that on our own. We spent about $40,000 between the 2 repairs that we did. I actually thought the contractor was going to be here tonight. He's pretty much finished. Excuse me?
I'm in the same business and I worked all year.
I worked all year too, but I didn't work all year down
When
here.
I did bring it up in a meeting a couple of months ago that the guy that was fixing his building had got injured at another job site. So I did bring that up. He did finish. Well, he is finishing. He's been there all weekend.
So your argument is somebody else can work, but somebody couldn't, so I'm not right. Well, I got news for you. That's not the way it is. I work every single day. I may not work every single day here.
I'm just stating the fact, man.
Excuse me?
I was just stating the fact.
My name's Mr. Stowers or David.
Or
what?
Shut up.
Excuse me?
Anybody got anything?
For some reason, there's a little twist of hostility. When I walked into that meeting, the first one, I hadn't met any of these people except for that one and that one. And when I walked in there, I was attacked with hostility. It was uncalled for. A man would have walked up and introduced himself or said, I'm so-and-so and so-and-so. That didn't happen. I'm used to it out of this older generation. I'm used to getting that because I am part of that generation. So it was disheartening to be attacked the way I was, regardless of what's going on. You don't do that to people.
So what constitutes you coming in here the way you did
Exactly.
earlier?
Exactly.
Did earlier when?
Earlier, you was in here yelling at everybody. Nobody said anything.
Earlier when?
Today. Today.
I wasn't yelling. We were talking very loud.
Well, look, the bottom line is we need to get your place cleaned up.
The bottom line is I must have time to do it without all of these illegitimate threats.
We gave you 6 months.
You give me 6 winter months. You didn't give me 6 months. You give me 6 winter months, and that's it.
6 years.
And we did a significant amount of improvements down there.
Are you still yelling?
I'm loud. I'm not yelling.
I'd like to say something about his referral to the last meeting where he came in here and accused someone of standing up in his face and accusing him of lying. He's talking about Mark. Not a one of you stuck up for Mark. It was right before that David Wise asked members to stand to speak so he could hear. That's all. Mark stood in one place, never got close to this gentleman, said his mind. He was the one who yelled, raised his voice, got out of hand, and it was allowed. He is a citizen that is problematic in this town. Comes in here and bullies you to the point where you just cave. Okay.
Were you in the truck on his property the other day?
I was.
Okay. You're trespass as well, I hope.
I'm confused.
Sorry?
You're trespass as well, I hope.
I'm confused about something. I've never been in this zoning board
If you
before
want to
the
call
one
it
time.
trespassing, he was doing his job. That's his job.
To be on other people's property is not
Now,
private property.
I had never been in a zoning board member meeting before, so I think there's a lot of falsehoods here. I've not argued with anybody. I've not fought with anybody.
There's no falsehood about that incident that you're talking about. I was here, everybody else was here, but for some reason nobody else wants to stick up for him and say that didn't happen. Vicki wasn't here. But everybody else was. Nobody's sticking up for him. All he did was stand up so David Wise could hear what he was saying.
I do remember Dave saying that he needed people to stand up and face him when he talked to him. I remember that.
Bottom line is, we just need to get it cleaned up. You know, most of your trucks don't have plates.
And some of them are off-road trucks and aren't going to have. I only use them off-road. I've got trucks that never go on the road.
There's a lot of trucks that
Hey.
are for the road.
They're
But,
several.
you know, you're making a lot of excuses.
There's no excuses. It's a fact.
Why don't you let me talk? Okay? You got stopped for a minute. You're talking about all the good things you did for the town. Ask Dave how much he gets paid. He's been doing this for 20 years. Does he get special allowances at his house just because he volunteers?
Are we talking about
There's a lot, David.
I thought we were talking about me.
Well, you was talking about all the good
I thought we were
deeds.
talking about what
I
David
owe
does.
you these favors, but everybody in here volunteers.
You don't. I think that's the disconnect here. We've done a lot of good things for the town, and we don't have any reason not to.
You're wrong. I get paid.
Oh, I'm sorry. But
The bottom line
bottom
is,
line is, we just need to have your place cleaned up.
We're working on it.
You can You could paint a picture and everything. You just got to get it cleaned up. And we gave you 6 months.
The 6
And
months.
they
wasn't
gave you
adequate.
years.
No. This come to a head this year.
Nobody's ever said anything to your place.
Oh no, I have had letters over the years about my weed control and all this, and I'm fine with that. Yep, we were out of hand. Never have I been told to move my equipment. Never have I been told that this is an alley. Never have I been told all this extra stuff that's on there. Never. And then this year, somebody got their aggressive butt in this and started making things up. There's things in there that don't even exist and threats that shouldn't be there. And that's my problem. And that is where we're at. It doesn't matter what happens today. We're going to continue to work and clean up. That's going to happen. I asked for the 6 months to get it where we want it. Then we're all happy because then I can do it the way we want and make it nice and make it presentable. If you have somebody move into a commercial area and then don't like it, that's on them. We've been here for 20 years. Some of the equipment I've had comes and goes and I still got equipment that I've had for the last 20 years. It comes and goes all the time. And still does. And it's going to continue to. You know the funniest thing of all this? And I told David and Larry this the other day. The funniest thing about this is there's a stinking mud hole in the middle of my parking lot. You guys never said a word about that. You don't even know why it's there. It's there because of what the town did. It's there because of something that was done in this town. I have addressed it with the street department, and they've agreed to let us do some underground work and do some repair there. But of all of the things, that's the ugliest piece of the property. And it's just funny that that one thing's never been brought up.
Anybody got anything else on this?
There's no reason for us not to have the extension. If we don't, then we're in this battle. And that's not where I want to be. It's unproductive. And the sniggers and the snides, I don't do that to them.
Yeah, but listen, I think you can put different people in different positions in my generation. And I'm not, I don't want to speak out of context here, but I'm thinking you could put, there's some of us that support David.
Stand up. Stand up so I can see you.
All right. Yeah, do you want to see me? I see you. I mean, you're shaking your head the whole time he was talking. But what I'm saying is, I could be replaced with you, or you, or you, or you, right? Essentially. But we're basing our opinions because you don't like it or you don't like it, but it doesn't really bother me, right? And he's on the edge of town. Okay, so.
I don't know that man and not like him.
Huh?
I don't like or dislike him. I don't know him.
No, I'm saying, but you don't like what he's got, right? So this is all based on an opinion. And you said you've been working on it for 6 years, but he's been there for 20, right? And you can't come to one of these things and say, I think there's an easement because I've been told that. Come with the facts, come with your information, and then you could say there's an easement. I can pull up a grid line that shows his property line, and if you're talking about a road between his property, that's part of his property. It's not an alley, right? I'm just saying this is me. It seems like David's getting ganged up on, and it doesn't seem fair. Like, as an adult, we can have a conversation and say, David, I'll give you 6 to 8 months in workable weather, not in the dead of winter, would make more sense, right? It doesn't make sense?
So you're saying every day in the last 6 months was below freezing or below zero?
Are you going to go move equipment in below freezing weather? No. I'm just saying. Come on, nobody wants to go outside and move a bunch of equipment and move trucks and all that stuff. I get you want it cleaned up, and it makes sense. But if we drove around this town, you're telling me that every person in this town, are they getting the same treatment?
No, they're not. There's properties within 2 blocks of here that have had messes.
We're on them too.
Hold on a minute. That have had messes for 4 months here, and some of these properties have had messes for 20 years that I've been here. I've got a list that tall. I've got photographs that thick of this town because I drove around to look and see what's going on here. So it's not just me.
You all right?
I'm the only one asking for time.
You all right? Harold, you all right?
I'm fine, I'm just tired of listening to all this crap.
Yeah, let's
Made a page, I don't know.
let's make a motion to.
Well, we gotta decide something.
Yeah, she did say
Want
that.
to get out of here?
What's your motion?
I think the motion was to get.
I would say we could give him a 90-day extension, and that he has to have a review every 30 days and tell us what he's got done. And I don't even know what you guys agreed to. You guys have come up with something, I don't know what it is, so.
Never seen her.
You guys didn't show us what has to be done or anything.
I don't know if anybody's come up with any agreement.
Oh, I thought you said that.
We talked with him, but we didn't come up with any agreement.
We come up with-
We don't do it. Him and I didn't have the authority to make agreement of anything.
Okay.
Just like you don't have an authority to sit in here and say, we're gonna do this or we're gonna do that.
And I'm not saying
We're
I'm
just
making a
trying,
motion.
Dave and I just trying to work to get everything.
Does he have a
squared
list
away.
now? Has he got a list to get done?
What?
Does he have a list now what he needs to get done? Have you sent him a list?
If he has something.
And I haven't seen that list either. I know Melissa sent him the original. There's like several pages or something.
You wanna make a list?
No, the list is absurd. There's things on there such as, but excuse, well, see, you got to. I answer you and you snigger.
You guys wanna be professional about this?
It's impossible. It looks like
She can
so.
bang the hammer when he's talking, but when somebody's laughing or talking while he's talking, that's not out of order.
Did you say something about a checklist? Give him a checklist and check it off?
Here's what I'd like to say to that. On that checklist originally, it said put up fences. There's nowhere to put fences up down there. We're not putting up fences. That's not going to happen. On that list, it says that I've got an alley that has to be vacated. There's no alley down there. We're not vacating an alley. That's the problem.
I think what they're trying to come up with is come up with a list of solutions to get it resolved. Rather than people going down there like, well, I'm not saying there is. I'm saying, well, that toilet don't need to be there, or that truck don't need to be there.
You can't come. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the way you're approaching it.
You just check it off, and when it's done, it's done.
Here's the thing. We need the time to just clean up, straighten up. We're not taking all that equipment away. I bought that property for that, and I've used it for that for 20 years. That's my laydown yard back there. What's in the back is in the back, and that's my stuff to work with. Some of it we use every 2 years. Some of it we don't use but once or twice every 3 years. Some of it we only use once a year. The problem is we have a lot of stuff down there, and it looks like it's an overload. I will organize, clean up, do the best we can. 90 days isn't enough time. We're right into spring. We're busy. It's not going to happen in 90 days. I don't care if you review in 90 days. I'll meet with the inspector because he actually had a tone that works, and I'll meet with Russell if he wants to in 90 days. Russell, you're welcome down there anytime your property's adjacent to ours, so whatever. I'm okay with that.
Mark, you want to make your motion?
I'd say we give him a 90-day extension. We'll have a list. We'll get the list, and we'll see what gets done every 30 days. If nothing happens in 30 days, then we'll go retroactive and start fining every day.
Okay, do I have a second?
How realistic is the list, though? Because some things, you can't move mountains in a day. Some things take time. And, you know...
As long as you show some
Would you be
improvement.
okay with me coming down and taking a look?
I'd be all right with
Maybe
meeting.
walk around with you?
I would be all right with meeting with you, gentlemen. I would. I would be all right with meeting with you.
Anybody make a second? Dave, you want a second?
Which day?
You, Dave.
What was the thing?
Mark made a
I couldn't hear
motion. Mark made a motion to give him 90 days and check and discuss it after 30 days to see if there's any improvement.
Okay. I got a question.
What's that?
The building inspector is going to meet with him. If we make that 90 days from today, depending on when he gets down there and makes the list, is that when the 90 days starts?
When he gets the list, the 90 days start.
So when will he get the list?
I don't
Next
know.
month
When will
at
he
the
get the
meeting?
list?
No,
It should be
no.
mailed to him.
We'll meet
I'm
next week.
I just
No,
want
I
to
mean
take
for
a look
us
at
to
it
get it.
and we'll figure it out.
You and I will meet next week.
No, I mean for us to get it,
Oh,
for us to vote.
it won't matter.
on
Here's the thing. It won't matter. We're going to continue to work.
I got a second.
90 days.
We're going to continue to work, yeah, so I'm fine with that.
I second.
All right.
Yeah,
All those
that's
in
not
favor?
unreasonable.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Now we're going to need this. 1989, 304 Maple Street, the Tax Pole Barn, denied by building inspector of United States. He denied 304 Maple, the pole barn.
Yes, it didn't meet the height requirements.
Okay? Did you guys go on this?
I'm so sorry.
Dave,
Man, I didn't mean to talk loud.
Did you guys, did the BPA make a deal on 304 Maple Street, a pole barn?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't remember that. The only thing we discussed was at Fourth and Plum.
she sent me the permit and I denied it because it was, the house is like 11 feet tall and the pole barn's going to be 22 feet tall, roughly.
He doesn't hear you. Did you hear him, Dave? Did you hear?
I denied it because the house is like 11 feet tall and the pole barn is roughly 22 feet tall. So it can't be taller than the primary structure.
You gotta have a better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to dwarf the size of the house. So.
Dave on the BPA and he said they didn't know that.
I don't remember, because I know we did that, and then that was the only thing I remember on the agenda. But
We're at the table.
If they're not here, then.
Permit 1991, 1209 Walnut Street, the storage shed. Joyce McCord motion that the permit be approved. Mark Alexander second. 6 ayes, no nays, 1 absent. Motion carried. 505 Old Road Road, a new built single family home. Vicky Hart motion that the permit 1992 be approved. Dave Hudson second. 3 nays, 3 yeas, no nays, 3 abstained, 1 absent. Relatives couldn't vote. Okay. No slighted committee. CDO committee. Move forward with the public meeting. Miscellaneous business. Vicky brought up House Bill 1001, possibility of building houses, accessory buildings allowed to be built without hearing, pole barns included. Residential can be built on commercial sites. Mark suggested town attorney be present at the next meeting.
Did you hear any more about that, Vicki?
Thank you, pardon?
Did you hear any more about that? About the governor and the hearings or letting anything just about go through?
You hearing for what?
101 bill.
101 and the possibility of building houses and accessory buildings allowed to be built without hearing, pole barns included. You read that to us last month.
I'm sorry, I'm just a little.
That's all right. I understand.
No, I can't really get up.
I read on it, and I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to make housing more available. You know, I think some places in the county you gotta have like 20 to 40 acres to build a house. They're trying to get it down to where, you know, like down in a lot of places, you can reach out and touch both houses. You know, they're trying to take away a lot of the zoning things so people open up ground for people to build.
I do know that it did not pass as it was presented. I also know that it will come back again with some amendments the next go round. Because that's like I said, I mean, we're trying to make you know, if you've ever been to Summit Lake, there, they have 834 homes built on a 20-acre plot. They're this far apart. You literally can reach out. You can't even get a lawnmower, a push mower between them. That's how close they are together.
And that's pretty close.
And it was just ridiculous. And so after that happened, then okay, wait a minute. So I do know that it did not pass. They did no problem come up again. If I can understand how they're going
Okay, we need a new secretary. They don't have to be a member of the planning commission. They don't have to be a member of the planning commission.
Yeah, but don't we need that person to fill up the
We got it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Has to be a Democrat.
Yeah. Has to be a Democrat.
Are you Democrat if you get on the planning commission?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, I don't live here yet.
Yeah.
It's still going to be a few months before I live here. I vote Democrat now, but I'm still registered as a Republican. But yeah, I don't live here yet, so
I'm moved. I'm moved.
That's her last day.
The new administrator's name is Angie DeWitt. He got kind of got.
May I say something about? So to make sure everybody understands how this is going to work this time, Melissa was hired as the town administrator. She was also here on the planning. She is doing both jobs, and that's not the way it originally was thought of. She took on way more than she needed to, and she did an excellent job. We just kept on her over and over again. She did a great job. However, this time around, Tim has a town administrator. She works for him in the utility office. She's not going to be our secretary. That's why we've got to get somebody that will take this. They'll be the ones that send out the letters and do all that kind of stuff, because that's not going to be Angie's function. So we need to make sure we understand that.
No, look at a great job. She went in blind time.
Yeah, Melissa did a good job.
So I guess if anybody knows of anybody that's a Democrat and wants to come on board with this craziness, then let us know.
And they got to do it for free.
Oh yeah. Everything for free.
Are there
Volunteering, aren't we?
there's specific hours? Like,
Well,
I mean,
they have to be here during the town, or the county.
oh, okay. I just didn't know if they had to go in there and work.
Whatever day he's president, so whatever your secretary. He's asking what all they have to do.
Do they have to type out the letters and everything too that we send people?
Which a lot of that is all.
That's a lot of them, huh? You got good typing.
What I do all day, I'm the county manager for all the Great Lakes.
The lawyers and that.
You had to be a Democrat to do it.
Thanks, Russell. I'll take my Trump flag down. You want to change?
No.
Anybody got anything else?
I make a motion we adjourn.
Were you guys?
Oh, wait a minute.
What about our permit?
Oh,
It
yeah.
was approved.
It was?
Yeah.
When did you do that?
Was that with the earlier permit with the high school barn?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we got you.
You're done.
Thank you.
You've been sitting here all this time.
We didn't realize that.
yeah.
Yeah, you were
talking
done.
about, we were done, okay. Well, thank you. Yeah. Come back for the next one.
Okay. He made a motion. I need a second.